Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Thankful Thursday, August 7th, and welcome to another new episode of Style by Stevie. I hope you guys are doing as awesome as I am. Did you guys enjoy yesterday's show with Dr. Debrina Sandifer, which was such a great girl talk and conversation? Two girls from the South. All right, and I see my cousin. Shout outs to my cousin Sherry, who will be joining me tomorrow on the show. Make sure you guys tune in. But my very special guest today is back for his second appearance here in the Dollhouse, and we are going to do a recap on all things real life ATL. So make sure you guys tune in. Welcome, welcome, y'all. Hi. Did y'all miss me? Today it seems like time is not on my side. Like we literally had to get up early this morning. Let me wave back at you guys. Welcome as you're coming in. Welcome. Hey, Chrissy. Hi, my love. Shout outs to my brother K-Tubes, host of the K-Tube Spot. Make sure you guys please go and head on over and subscribe to him. But let me welcome my very special guest back to the Dollhouse. As you guys can hear, they are cutting the lawn outside. But I hope you all are doing as awesome as I am. Today has been a crazy day. So without further ado, shout outs to my cousin Sherry, y'all. CTMC. She will be joining me tomorrow, and we're going to be talking all things skincare. So without further ado, let me welcome back my very special guest, artist, and he is one of the cast members of Real Life ATL. Country Boy Kiki is back, Fashion Dolls. So let's welcome him back to the Dollhouse. I don't want to knock my stand over.
Hey,
Hello.
how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. Just getting out of work, but I'm good.
It's such a pleasure to have you back because we did our interview last month, and now you're back again for your second appearance, and we're going to keep bringing you back. So
Yes,
how was
thank you for
work, and
having.
how was your day so far? Because I know it's been crazy for the both of us with
Mm,
timing and everything.
yes, work was crazy, busy, but got through it. I'm just glad to be home now. Hey, everyone.
Yes.
Mhm.
Welcome as you're just coming in. Welcome. And my cousin is in the comments, you guys. Make sure y'all at her. CTMC. She is also in a beauty pageant. So make sure you guys
Mm,
please go and check it out. Shout outs to my cousin. My cousin Sherry McMillan will be joining me tomorrow on the show. And we had such a great conversation, and you guys enjoyed it too. So thank y'all for tuning in. But recap. Let's recap. All right, episode 4. How are we feeling?
mm.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Misha, one of my cast members, she had an event, and it was very nice to have a panel of like,
Yeah.
you had a trans woman, two trans women, you had like two gay guys and stuff like that. So it's very good to hear everybody's opinion and how everybody see like trans, and like to know like what they have problems with or what they don't have problems, what they love, what they don't know. And it was very nice to hear everybody's opinion.
Yeah. And I agree. There was one particular individual that me and Misha did a 2 hour sit down conversation, country.
Mm,
And through that conversation, me and her were talking about the current state that we were in. And she gave me a heads up. She said it is one because she also hosts the POV platform as well too, alongside Jamie and the other young man that was on the panel. And she told me that
mm,
this individual was very conservative in his beliefs. Well, I'm
yeah.
going to debunk some of that. I'm going to get into that because you guys know that I've been very politically involved and just opinionated about what's going on in the world. I do not like it at all. So I'm gonna save that
Mm,
for last. But the show opened up with Nard. Makeup, beauty, skincare, nutrition, get your orders in. Yes. And I'm gonna pin my cousin right down here. She will be joining me tomorrow.
mm,
So y'all, wait a minute. Yeah, let me see. There we go. Cousin Sharon, let me
mm,
know if you got the pin. Give me a heart or a thumbs up if you got the pin, or send me a heart. But the show opened up with Nard doing his photo shoot, killing it. Hopefully
yes.
he's coming on the show, so I'll be able to sit down with him because we are both in fashion. We both love fashion, and I can't wait to
Mm,
sit down with him because he has a very creative eye as it pertains to style. Misha does too. Misha loves fashion, and that's why we
Yes.
clicked when we
Yeah.
first did our interview. She loves makeup. I love makeup. I'm a girly girl, and as my cousin who's coming on tomorrow, she loves makeup as well too. So shout outs
Mhm.
to my cousin Sherry. Uh, the show opened up with Nard, and then we go from Nard to Misha, Taiwan, and Jamarco. Jamarco is going to be
Right.
coming on the show regularly. We are going to be getting into some political conversation together as I had him on a second time. So he's going to be coming on the show regularly. I said, I'm going to have you on regularly. So I wanted to do something different other than just having my face on. He's going to be coming on with me to do it regularly. And we're going to work out scheduling. And once we make that announcement, you guys will be the first to know. So I will keep y'all posted. But they were talking about, of course, the dinner and the blow up that Misha and J Dot had at the club. And we saw that play out on the show because it was a to be continued. And then
Right.
at the end, last but certainly not least, we see Misha and J Dot make up, and that was good. I thought it was sweet of J Dot to kiss Misha's hand. Yes, because she is the only girl on the cast, and y'all have to make sure that she's protected. She's good. Make sure that our girl is okay.
Yeah, it was sweet,
And
but was it truthful? Was he doing it from the heart? But okay.
mm, yes, but when I was talking to Jamarco, I said this. As far as transphobia, as far as educating yourself on people's pronouns, I get it. The way you grew up is a certain thing. I got misgendered today. I wasn't looking like this. I
Oh
wasn't showing
wow.
up as Miss Stevie. I had no makeup. I was in the store with my mom, and one of the aisles where you go to get rung up at the register was not open. And
Mhm.
so the young lady was like, "I'm sorry, sir." I'm like, "Sir,
Oh wow.
where?" So
Oh
this
wow.
is what Misha was saying when she first opened up my interview and our conversation. I'm like, with a body like mine's banging like this, and you call me sir? So I just kind of laughed it off a little bit, but I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything
It's
because I
still
did not want to cause a
disrespectful though.
scene.
Even though you laugh it out, it's still disrespectful. Like you should like. I think sometimes people be intentionally like doing stuff, saying stuff. They know they just want. They just want. I feel like people just want to do it just to do it though. That's to me that's disrespectful. Like I would never like disrespect anyone that's trans. You just know. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Right.
no. You just know.
And it's certain things that I do that are a dead giveaway to let you know, like I identify as woman, but she
Mm,
clearly didn't see that. But some people are not aware, they don't know. And then the ones that are aware who choose not to, who choose to misgender, who chose to dead name, and it's not cool at all.
no, it's
So
not.
we're gonna get to the panel discussion. I'm holding off because I've got my
Okay.
reservations on that. But yes, definitely, brother. Yes, that breaking news, my brother just announced it in the comments. We will be back for season 20. Yes. I am
Okay.
working on a new backdrop, new guest. So we will be back again in 2026. So you guys, I'm gonna rock this thing until the wheels fall off. Trust me, I love it. I
Yes.
love doing Style by Stevie. But that right there, particularly where we were talking about misgendering people, that's part of the conversation that I had with Jamarco, and also a conversation that I had with Misha about how they disrespect trans people or non-binary people, because non-binary also falls on the spectrum of trans as well too. But the
Mhm.
thing is, with trans, people have their own identity and they choose to walk into that. So there's many layers to it. And I think Angelica Ross, if you guys watched the show Pose, shout outs to Angelica. She broke it down brilliantly. Non-binary people
Yes.
can choose to identify however they want to. And as it pertains for us in the LGBTQIA plus community, we're not a monolith. Everybody is different in their own way. And
Mhm.
I've sat with biological women and they're just like, they didn't know I was trans or whatever. And they're just like, you're so girly. You're so feminine. When we look at you, we don't see man, we see woman. And even with that, they expect us to show up as man, but it's just like, no, it's not that. I am showing up as woman But it goes
woman.
back to what Misha said in the conversation, which is the misgendering, which is the dead naming. And I can be as respectful as possible and still get misgendered. Like today, I was helping my mom because she had about 6 bags of soil. There was a
Mhm.
sale on soil, on potting soil, like to grow your garden and things. And I had to
Mhm.
help her get everything because my mom is not in a condition where she can lift soil and heavy things like that. And so I had to help her. And the young lady went away to the restroom. She's like, I'm sorry, sir. No, she's not open. She's in the bathroom. She's been sick. And I'm like, sir,
It would
you
have
must be
pissed me
talking
off,
about
but
the gentleman next line in the back. And I looked back at the way because I did not want to cause a scene. But see, I'm in the red state of South Carolina. And this is what I was saying. When I had Dr. Debrina Sandifer on yesterday, she asked me, because we did a new segment on my show called Woman to Woman.
mm,
And she said, what are some of the challenges that you face growing up down here in the red state of South Carolina? Because she's in Texas. She's in Houston,
mm,
Texas. And so I said racism, transphobia, misogynoir, colorism, featureism.
mm.
As you guys can clearly look and see, me and Misha are both chocolate girls. And so the
Yes.
misogynoir is trans misogynoir. We get misgendered. We get labeled boys or men. And that's what happens. I show up and I present myself as a woman. And it's still a dangerous situation even for biological women. T.S. Madison broke it down brilliantly. Transphobia affects all women. And you can be biological or you can be trans, but it affects all women. Now, we
Mhm,
broke down everything that happened on the episode 4, but the panel.
mhm.
Shout outs to Misha for wanting to have an open forum.
All
But
right.
I will
Shout
say
out to
this, and I'm
Mission.
going to give nuance and grace as well too. And shout outs to you, Country, for sitting in the audience. I think it was you and also Bobby that were there as well too, sitting in the audience, and
Mhm.
her husband was there. And just sitting in and taking it all in. And shout outs to Jamarco for sitting on a panel. And I saw how he was holding Misha's hand under the table, like, I got you, my sister, I got you. And then Jamarco came in my conversation with Dr. Debrina yesterday and said, Miss Stevie, I love you. We clicked instantly. So I love all of y'all dearly. So my goodness, that
Mhm.
was touching to see that right there, where he grabbed Misha's hand under the table and held her
Mhm.
hand. And Karma, I totally agree 100% with what Carmen was saying, because the other gentleman who was conservative, who is also on the POB talk show as well, was like,
Dante.
pronouns, schmonouns, what is it? We don't care. We don't matter. Uh, Let me say this. Yeah, you shouldn't care about what a person's gender identity is. Yeah,
Mhm.
but respect their pronouns.
Right.
Respect their
Correct.
pronouns because
Mhm.
it goes a
And I
long way.
totally agree. Mhm.
Respect goes a long way. And I heard my mother say this to somebody. It doesn't cost a thing to say she, her, they, them. It doesn't cost a
Exactly.
thing to say that.
Mhm.
Or if you're not sure, just ask.
Right. Just ask. Don't just whatever you think. If you don't know, just ask. Like, what's the problem with just asking? Like, I don't
Just
like when trans women get misgendered. I don't like that. And I'm glad I had the honor to be at the at the can't talk. I'm so happy that I was there to be there at meet your events to just learn more because I'm still learning. And y'all really trans women, y'all really go through a lot, and it's not taught. I feel like it's not taught enough. You know,
oh.
um,
And
and,
my cousin,
and mhm,
who's here, my cousin Sherry, I had to talk with her and she was like, child, I already knew. So I love my cousin so much. Like she already caught it. The rest of my family members, however, they are not aware. I haven't really been able to sit down. Even with the pandemic, we all haven't seen each other. So
mhm,
sitting down with them and having a conversation with them is like, it's very simple. Boom, here you go. I have one of my guests that was
right,
coming on the platform ask me, what pronouns would you like to be called? I said she and her. Boom, say less. That's what you do. The
right. That's
gentleman
what
that
you
was on the
do.
panel, because Misha warned me about him. She said, girl, yeah, that they have a conservative view. I will say this because even with that, it shows how people truly feel about us as a whole in the LGBTQ plus community because of the election. And there were some in our community that voted against their own self-interest. You cannot
Right.
be oppressed and spit in the faces of Marsha P. Johnson, spit in the faces of James Baldwin, spit in the faces of
Mm,
Huey P. Newton, spit in the faces of Sylvia Ramirez, spit in the faces of T.S. Madison, spit in the faces of Hope Giselle, spit in the faces of Ashley Preston, spit in the
mhm.
faces of Blossom, spit in the faces of Angelica Ross, spit in the faces of anybody who is trans, black, queer, loud, and proud, and
Yes.
standing firm in their truth. You cannot spit in the face of your own community. So I was a little upset with that gentleman on the panel, but Misha made a great point. Yes, we might not like what the person say, but it's free
Mm,
speech. And I try not to be hypocritical. But if that speech
mm,
is a danger to me and you are in my community and you vote against me and yourself as well, and you're black, oh no, baby, I don't want to have a conversation with you. I don't want to look at
right,
your
and I
perspective
totally
because your
understand that.
perspective is
Hmm.
bigotry. Go ahead, country. I'm sorry.
Oh no, no, no. I'm saying like I totally understand that. Like I don't understand why somebody will vote against their own. I don't understand that. I was very confused about that. Just didn't make sense to me. I don't know
And
what was
it's
they thinking at the
dangerous
time. And yeah, it's very dangerous. I don't, like I said, I don't know what they was thinking at the time. I'm still confused about that though to this day. Like why? That's my question. Why?
because Misha, because she's also the host of the POV forum as well too,
Right.
and it's her, Jamie, and I don't know the name of the other gentleman, but she did
Dante.
say that one of her co-hosts was conservative, and I said, boom, that's him right there. You cannot be black, gay, and conservative. You just cannot.
Mm,
Because the same oppression of any marginalized group, because you think you're part of that group, and Misha said that here when we did our chat, they will still find a way to get you out of here. Yeah, you can sit with them for a little while, but at the end of the day, if you got black or brown in your skin, you are viewed at as a threat in
threat.
this country. And we are seeing that with the rollbacks of anything that is trans, of anything. Did y'all see where they took the letter B out of LGBT, where they eliminated the letter T off of Stonewall? And Stonewall, we would
Yeah.
not have pride if it was for two trans women, one trans woman of color, and a trans black woman by the name of Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Ramirez. And we cannot forget Baynard Rustin, who worked alongside Martin Luther King Jr. But
Mm,
since he was a part of the LGBTQ plus community, this is what T.S. Madison said that they do, and that is they other you. You're not welcomed here
mm,
because you're gay. And that is exactly how, under this white supremacist fascist regime that we're seeing right now, did y'all see the picture of his administration? Did y'all see the beautiful shade of diversity there? It was all white. I didn't see not one shade of brown. The whole administration, maybe two black people in Trump's administration are black. The rest are white. And if you think that by going along with and voting against your own interests, because you're not only hurting yourself and your brothers and sisters in the community, but you're hurting your family as well too. And I
right.
cannot for the life of me. Now, my colleague Bubs the God, shout outs to him. He will be objective. He will sit with you. He will debate you. He'll go all day. But Stevie is not. I got too much time. Too
Right.
much time to be taken up, sitting down, arguing back and forth with them. No, but I agree with
Mm.
Karma. Karma rolled her eyes, and I was like, yes.
Yes, she
Shout out to Stevie.
did.
Like, no, Karma just gave a look like her. Yes, you need to respect people's pronouns. If a person
Right.
says call them a zebra, call them a zebra. If they say call them a goldfish, call them a goldfish.
Go for it.
Respect their pronouns.
Yeah, how is that gonna hurt you by just respecting them by calling them what they want you to call them? Like that, it's not. What is it gonna hurt? Is you gonna get sick before me? Like what? I don't understand that. Just show the respect. Give the respect. Like I'm so confused on that. I don't understand like why people make that a big deal. Like, well, just because she want me to call her she, I'm not gonna call she. Why not? Like, why? What's wrong? How are you gonna hurt from that?
And I was shocked that when it was revealed on the show that J Dot engaged in transphobia. I was a little disappointed
Yeah.
because he was one of the first cast members that I sat with.
So originally, do you know J Dot was supposed to be on the panel, but he didn't make it, and I really wanted him to be on the panel because I really want to know his insight on trans women. Like, I mean, do you really like them? Like, what's your problem with them? Because on this platform, like in a couple shows, you do see he like misgender like a lot of trans women before. But he always like cry and apologize for it, but then it's like you do it again, and it's like a pattern. So I really wanted to see him on that panel, but unfortunately he didn't show up.
My God. And
Mm,
see, it's important that we educate ourselves in our community. We cannot be doing the same thing that this administration is doing to us. And that is
right.
oppressing people. That is pushing people away because of the color of their skin. But in this case, it is about someone's gender identity and how
Hmm.
they choose to identify or the life they choose to walk in. You cannot shun somebody or make them feel bad. Like today, when that happened to me in the store, I was just taken aback by it, but I was secure with who I am. At the end of the day, I should have said something in that moment. And Dr. Debrina, she said something brilliantly. People will treat you the way you allow them to treat you. So I should have said something
Mm.
instantly, but I was like, I'm in the red state of South Carolina. If I would have went off on this lady and cursed her out because she was an older woman, then boom, 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 these white
Well,
people would have
I'm glad
rolled.
you didn't go. I'm sorry. I'm glad you didn't go off. You know what?
Yeah,
I'm glad you
I
didn't
just
go off.
rushed. I just shrugged it off, laughed it off, like, sir. I'm
Stupidity.
like, when I get up and I look in the mirror, and when y'all see them damn pictures, it don't give, sir. It gives
It sure don't.
hourglass shape, baby.
Yes,
So
yes, ma'am.
where, sir, where?
Right.
And my mother, she even said it. She said, we got big bone women in our family. I just laughed it off. She said, you like me, you big bone. She was talking about my legs. Yes, thick in the legs, thick in the waist, whatever. But when that woman did that to me, I got in the car and I just took it all back. Like, okay, next time say something. But do it in a way where you won't get in trouble because, again, keep in mind, be mindful of setting. You're in the red state of South Carolina. And we're right now under this regime where they can snatch people up, they can deport them out this country, anything could have happened.
Mhm.
So I had to think about my safety in that moment if I would have went off in front of a bunch of people cursing this woman out.
Right.
But I said, you know what? I had to catch myself. Like, don't do it. Just go ahead, ring your stuff up, hurry up and get on up out the store and reclaim your
Mm.
power back in that car. But still continue to keep calling people out if they misgender you. And I had to do that with a couple of my guests. It was one prominent actor that I was supposed to be sitting down with an interview. And he was just like, nice to meet you, bro. Nice to meet you. I'm like,
Are you
bro.
serious?
And at the time, Instagram didn't have the pronouns thing where you could put the pronouns at the top of your profile. Because
Hmm.
literally, when you tap someone's profile, it will tell you what their pronouns are. And my cousin
Oh.
Sherry, she put it on hers. I did it on mine's. And a lot of people did it. They let you know, like, this is what they identify as. These
Hmm.
are their pronouns. So respect that. Trump used Tim Scott and Byron Donalds. Any black conservative, any black man, whether it may be straight or in our community, the LGBTQ plus community, who voted for Donald Trump, you are just a pawn in his game of chess.
Right. Sure is.
And to the gentleman that's on the platform, that was on the panel, you are just a pawn in his game of chess. Because he said he's done more for blacks since Abraham Lincoln, and we know that's a damn lie. And when he
Well,
says
yeah, that's
low
a lot.
IQ, and when he said low IQ, that is an attack and dig to all of us as black people as to insinuate that
Right.
we are stupid. No, we've been peeped game. We know you're a racist. We know you took out a 5-page spread on 5 unarmed black and Latino men in New York. We know that you refused to rent to blacks, you and your father. We know that your dad is a well-known Klansman and attended a KKK meeting in 1927. So
Mm.
Donald Trump's history dates all the way back. Yeah, Miss Stevie's, I'm like a historian. I do my research on Donald Trump. Everything that I'm saying has been confirmed. All of the check marks, even to when he called Africa during his first presidency shithole countries. So this man is a racist, and if you are black and you're
Oh,
in our
wow.
community and you're supporting this, you are a pawn in his game. You are
Right.
a you are a Klansman in black skin. That's what you are.
Mm.
So I'm not gonna get too political. See, I told y'all, Miss Stevie's very relevant.
Look, I'm listening.
If
I'm
y'all been watching my
learning.
past shows, y'all know I don't play. I don't tolerate hatred of any kind, transphobia,
Mm.
bigotry, uh, white supremacy. We're not putting up with that. We're not doing that. So
Mm.
yes, I was a little disappointed at J Dot and also at the gentleman on the panel for voting in this election the way he did, for having a mindset the same way that they are. Because that's the
Mm.
same mindset that they did. They blamed LGBT people for just about everything as a distraction. It's smoke and mirrors.
Mm.
So while we're having this panel discussion, and shout outs again to my girl Misha for
Yeah,
being
shout out to me,
objective,
too.
having a platform, and then allowing black men that are in the community to come up and learn as well too, because there is a rift between trans women and black queer men.
Mm.
And with that's not the case with me. The men that I hang around with that are in the community are very protective over me, and the same for me, for them. And I have nothing but love. I've never had any rifts with any men in my community. And y'all have seen it. Y'all haven't seen anything in the blogs or anything about Miss Stevie got beef
Mm.
with this person. And it's just like, no, no, you'll never hear about it because I stay to myself and I keep my circle close to me that's near and dear to my heart. And I click with just about anybody. That's just the Southern hospitality in me. Yes, I fell out with
Yes.
people, but like I said, I try to click with people off of personality, off of basing things that I know that we all can relate to, that we have
Mm-hmm.
in common, and a neighbor. So shout outs to Misha for saying, hey, we're not going to do that. And she said, no, we're not going to do that. Let them talk. Because if we don't, we're doing the same thing that Donald Trump is doing right now, and that is taking away freedom of speech. That is suppressing
Mm.
people. Did y'all see how he attacked CNN? Did y'all see how he's gotten people fired, gotten their late night talk shows canceled, Stephen Colbert, all because he didn't like jokes written about him? That's called taking away freedom of speech or suppression. So even if the person says something that is hatred, that is hateful, that is bigotry, that is all of these things, let them talk because they are showing you who they truly are. And Maya Angelou has a quote that goes like this: when a person shows you who they are the first time again, believe them. And
Mm.
when all you got to do is show me one time that you are hateful, that you are homophobic, transphobic, xenophobic, misogynistic, any of that, I don't want to sit down and have a conversation with you. I can go down and look at your page because see, I'm a Scorpio. Y'all forgetting I'm a Scorpio, 103193. Scorpios, we
Come on,
observe
Scorpio.
everything. And we sit back in the cut like a hawk watching. Like, yeah, we see you. And I sit back and I observe a lot and I take a lot in. So that's what my
Mm.
friends was like, what you think about this? And I just give them a nice little smile, like, you know how I feel about this. So it's best that people, like Misha said, let it out. Let them speak out. Because we can't be hypocritical. They can say what they can say. We can say what we can say.
We want to say,
The gloves are off at this point. Because
mm.
people are not putting up with bigotry and hatred no more. That's at the front door. And respecting
Mm.
a person's pronouns doesn't cost a thing. It doesn't
Right.
cost
Doesn't
a
cost not
coin
one penny.
to sit down and have a conversation with someone.
Mm.
But obviously, the gentleman on the panel, he's not trying to hear that. He said, "Oh, I don't care. Yeah, you shouldn't care what a person identifies as. You should not care, but respect their pronouns.
Yeah,
Respect their
disrespect.
pronouns.
Mm.
Because if you want me as a trans woman to respect you as a black queer man, respect me, and I will give you the same respect
Same
back. It
respect.
goes
Mm.
both ways. It's a
Yes.
revolving door. So I respect your opinion. Yes, that's your opinion, but your opinion is
Right.
dangerous to me, especially when we're seeing rights being rolled back for not just me, because trans people, we were the Beyonce of the conversation throughout this election. Oh, they're going into the bathrooms. They're using the women's bathrooms. Biological men in women's sports. Those were some of the commercials that Republicans won this election off of bigotry. See, when you can get people aligned together off of bigotry and hate,
Mm.
it wins. And this election was won by misogyny, white supremacy, transphobia, hatred for anything that is other than white, straight, or male. And that's what we're living up under. So we can't be in the LGBTQ plus community and oppress when we all are oppressed in this community. And it is going to take all of
Mm.
our voices more than ever. This is not a game. Because if they come for one, for trans people, they come in for us. Because if you're in the Texas area, you would know that they would want to criminalize people for identifying as trans.
Oh wow, I did not know that. Really?
And I
Oh
talked about it. I
wow.
don't know. I think I talked about it with Misha. There was a trans
Mm.
black woman who was killed in Texas by the name of Malaysia Booker.
Mm.
It's out there. Down
I
here
did
where I'm
not
at
know
in South
that.
Carolina, Regina Brown, another black trans woman who lost her life mysteriously. And it wasn't an accident.
Mm.
I know it wasn't an accident.
Mm.
So, yeah, these
Oh
cases
wow.
barely get talked about in mainstream. Trans men to LGBT black men, Nigel Shelby, who took his own life, was 12 years old.
Mm.
So to this black conservative, the gentleman that was sitting on the panel, what do you have to say about that? What do you have to say about people in our community taking their lives because of the party that you voted for?
Cool.
Who wants to keep the hatred and
Mm.
bigotry? They even eliminated the 800 uh I can't say the S word, but y'all know the S word, prevention hotline. Donald
Mm.
Trump did that. So for we as queer people, as black people, as trans people, any part of the LGBTQ plus community, we need a resource where we can go and talk to somebody. That resource is
Right.
no longer here. But there are resources out there, and I have those resources if you need
See.
them. The one thing I love about what Greg is doing, Mr. Ruffin, yes,
Mm.
the creator producer of Real Life ATL is giving people a forum by creating these outlets, music festivals, creating different shows under his network to showcase
Mm.
LGBT culture. So whenever he reached out to me about interviewing you or Misha, and he gives me all of these cast members to interview, I'm like, okay. And this is my first time meeting you guys, and I love each and every one of you equally. Y'all are my babies.
Well,
And
you
Misha is
too.
like my sister. Misha's like my sister. She said, you got a new, I think I made a new friend. I said, girl, I got your back. She said, I was scared. And I saw fear in her eyes when we had the conversation. Me, it's just like you get to a certain point where you're not afraid. And I think my mother has raised me so well because she's a Libra. And y'all think I'm crazy and a hothead and a firecracker and a loose cannon because I speak my mind. That's where I get it from. Y'all heard her yesterday in the interview with Dr. Debrina. She came banging on the door, and y'all heard her. And then she called in my interview when I was interviewing the king of adult films himself, Justin Long. And that was so embarrassing. So y'all go back and check that interview out. It was funny. Justin was laughing. I was laughing. And everybody heard it. So it was embarrassing. I'm like, I'm interviewing an adult film star, and my mom called in, but he was like, I understand. My mom called while I was on set. I will tell me about that. But I will say it though, with real life, the real life franchise and brand, what Greg is doing is giving people in our community, artists, a voice, and not only just
Yeah.
the real life series itself, but he also does nonprofits. And I can't tell you how many invites he sent me to events that he's put on for
Wow.
charity, for organizations, for outreach within the community.
Mm.
So I will always have mad love and support for Greg and what he's doing. And I'm going to keep bringing y'all on my show because y'all have shown me so much love and the feeling is mutual. So,
Yes, and I always want to come back. I always want to come back.
yes, but this is why we need resources like this. And again, shout outs to Greg and Misha for putting together this conversation because we see it on CNN. We see them, we're having to debate them literally and give them
Hmm.
the truth like trans people are not a threat. We're not doing anything but just living, breathing, and existing. And it's not just trans people, but the whole entire LGBTQ community. Queer black men are not a threat. They're going through and they're existing. And I can tell you a number of times of stories that I've heard from queer black men going into barbershops and hearing the talk. They better not be gay. I don't know gay shit. You know, I ain't this and that. Listen, that's
Don't they be
exactly how
like
it is. Or
that? They be
I
like
became
that.
the fabulous, the glamorous Miss Stevie. I used to go to the barbershop and listen, the conversations will make my ears bleed because it was literally like locker room talk in high school when
Right.
all the guys would get along and talk about how many girls they slept with and how they want to tag team and do this, that, and the third and the other.
Mm.
And I'm just like, well, okay. I think this is my cue to exit stage left because I don't think I fit in any longer. And
Right.
that's all of us in the queer community. When we get into these spaces where it's very hetero like, we are sometimes, oftentimes, objected or othered. Well, they better not be on that gay shit.
Right. I mean,
And
it
that is
happens to me
exactly
when I go get my hair cut. It's the same conversation over and over and over. So I know
and talk
exactly
about
what
their
you're talking about.
wives. But see, I'm so glad I went to beauty school and learned how to hold a wide barrel curling iron and learn how to lay and highlight and relax and do my own hair to not even
Mm.
have to go back into the barbershop, grew my own real hair out. And I just said, you know what, I can braid it down. I can go in ahead and start doing installs and started doing my own
Mm.
hair. And that's what we as LGBT people doing there. And there are spaces like that that are affirming for us in Atlanta. South Carolina, in my red state, not so much. Is you have to sit in there with the heteronormativity, the toxic masculinity, and hearing this in the
Mm.
barbershops. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna start going to beauty salons, and I feel like I fit in because you're in an establishment, you're walking, you're presenting yourself as woman. Go
Right.
on ahead and go to a place where you're affirmed, and it's great. It's great to be
Right.
surrounded by black women who are like-minded like you. So that was for me. But like I said, in any form, in any spectrum, you can be conservative as the gentleman that was on that panel, and black and gay, they still will not welcome you.
Right.
Homophobia does not care who it discriminates against. And there
No,
were
it
some
does
white
not.
gays that voted for Donald Trump as well too. And I've given my thought on that on my colleagues' platform. So if y'all want to see that, make sure y'all head on over to Alvin's Tit for Tat This and That. And T.S. Madison even spoke on the white gays as well too, and how they will put their whiteness first before the humanity of the LGBTQ community. They will put that white
Mm.
privilege first. And she goes in on Caitlyn. Y'all know Maddie does. She does an impersonation better than I do. So I'm gonna leave it to T.S. Madison. Y'all go back and watch it. Go back and watch it. It's out there. She does it better than me. And then when I tell you I spit my Sprite out, I was laughing so hard. But this is true. They will put their whiteness first. The same goes for hetero men who voted for Donald Trump as well too. They will preserve that heteronormativity. They will preserve that fragility, that toxic masculinity, that white supremacy. They will hold tight to it. They will fight like hell. Because remember, before Walmart started banning things, we could go on Walmart and we could pick crabs. It was this big bin of crabs if you like to cook seafood. And I love
Right.
seafood. It's yeah, if you're from Louisiana or up there, gumbo, seafood gumbo, big mukbang of crab legs. You could
Mm.
buy your own crabs. And I described the white men who voted for Donald Trump as those crabs. That's how I would describe them, because it's literally they put rubber bands on the
Mm.
pinchers, but they're all clawing to get ahead. They don't want you to take them, so they're going to lock arms. The crabs are
Uh-huh.
locking arms, literally. That's what we're seeing with these white men that are in the LGBTQ community that voted for Donald Trump, and the black men that are willing to vote against their own interests as well too. And it will hurt not only themselves but other people who are also in the community as well too. So that's what I have to say on that. I don't know what's going to happen on episode 5. We got to stay tuned. But it was good. It was sweet of J Dot to kiss Misha's hand. I'm like, yes, you better. You better. She is the queen of the cast. She is the diva.
Yeah,
But
I guess it was sweet. It was sweet.
yeah, but the transphobia, when I heard it, I was like just in disbelief. Like, why?
Mm.
Why? Just because you grew up a certain way, it doesn't cost a thing. Shirley Ralph, and y'all know I love Shirley Ralph. Moesha is one of my favorite shows. I'm a big Brandy fan. She came out and she said the stuff that you used to do growing up in your time, you can't do in this time right now. We're in a different
Mm.
age, and this is a different generation of people coming up. And the LGBTQ community, there will probably be more letters added on. It will probably be more different sexualities and genders added on as well too. And there are,
Mm.
one is called intersex, where some people were born with both. Yeah.
Mm.
And that is why we have to educate ourselves. Because see, a lot of people think that, oh, trans women are trying to take the place of bio women. We want to do this. No, no, no. We're just saying, hey, we're here. We exist. We're here too.
Right.
Don't exclude us in our womanhood. We don't want to. Hi, Jamarco. Hey, baby. I hope you got my message. We were just talking about the panel discussion. We were talking about that and the gentleman that was on the panel. And I Jamarco even asked me that question. He said, Miss Stevie, how can people, even in our community, vote against their own interest
Hey,
when they know
Jamarco.
it will hurt them and it will hurt their brothers and sisters in the community in the long run?
Mm.
It breaks my heart. It just breaks my heart. And we have a lot to do. We have a lot to
Yeah,
do. The journey ahead is not going to be easy. So, again, shout outs to Greg and Misha and
shout out
Jamarco
to
and
you.
Karma for being objective, for pushing back on that panel to this gentleman
Mm.
right here, because he was the only conservative on there. Everybody else was more so like, we have the sense to know that we're not going to vote for somebody who wouldn't piss on us if we were on fire.
Fire. Mm.
He says he cares about blacks. He's done more for blacks since Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, Lord,
But
you just talking.
you call us low
No.
IQ, you call our motherland shithole countries, took out a 5-page spread. I love you too, boo. And I can't wait to be working with you as a regular here on my show for the political discussion me and Jamarco are going to be having. And we will be touching on things like this in the intersections. And I
That's
believe that
good.
having what Misha did was what my colleague Bubs the God and my other colleague Conscious TV would do. And that is have people on there who are, yes, they're objective. They're on the right. This is my right here. But you guys
Mm.
can see it in the opposite direction on the camera. They're on the right, but you can also have some who are on the left. And the panel, I thought, balanced out very well. You had one who was saying, no, I'm not with it. And then the rest who were saying and educating along the way. Misha educated, Karma educated, Jamarco,
Mm.
again, educated. And that's what we have to do, because they live in a world where the truth and reality and education does not matter. They are banning books. They are burning books the same way they did in Germany and when Hitler ruled to power, because this right here is not a democracy. Let's just call it what it is. It is a dictatorship where you want to
Mm.
control people's sexuality. You want to control people's gender identity. You want to control a woman's bodily autonomy. You want to control people, our sisters in the trans community, getting their uh, their what is it called? Gender affirming care. You
Mm-hmm.
want to take that away from them? You want to take away their right to use the bathroom, their right to play in sports? It's just more rollbacks on groups of people that you were targeting. And the LGBTQ plus community was one that I had a feeling he was going to come after us and target us the worst. And as we see, him and the dictator in El Salvador, Bukele, they agree on banning trans women in sports. I'm not an athlete. I mean, I played soccer, that's about it. But when I was younger, but I'm not an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some trans women who want to play in sports, and you're stripping them of that right. You're stripping them
And
of that right to
they
go.
should be able to play the sports though. Like, what's the
Right.
problem? And let me say, like, I'm really learning a lot right now because some of the stuff that you just educated me, like I didn't know nothing at all. So I am honored for you to be even telling me and educating me on this. And this is what I want to do. I want to be more educated. Like I cannot wait for Reach to have another panel because I want to go to everyone that she have because I want to be educated. And I just felt like the trans community is be get done something wrong. I really hate that. It makes me want to come to tears. It makes me very angry. Like I'm trans, like it, but it's wrong. It's really wrong. But I'm just
JT,
gonna call it stupidity.
it is. It's bigotry, it's stupidity, it's hatred.
Hmm.
And JT, she said this when she did an interview. She said, the Nappy Boy, shout out to Nappy Boy, the host, he asked her, what do you think about them rolling back? And she performed during Pride Month, JT. And
Hmm.
she said, I think that's really messed up. It's really effed up what they are doing to the LGBTQ plus community. It's really messed up that you are stripping away a person's humanity. So everything JT said was absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Hmm.
And it does make you angry. It makes you upset, but it makes me want to fight even more. Not physically fight, but
But
fight
fuck, I
for
got you.
people's
Hmm.
equality, for people's rights. Because
Right.
queer people, let's be honest, we have been here also too. But I think people look at queer first. They don't look at the fact that we're black also too. And that is the
Hmm.
first thing that they look at is your sexuality, your gender identity. And that is something that we have to work on. We have to educate
Yes we do.
ourselves.
Yes.
And
Hmm.
you cannot be, what's the word that I'm looking for? A part of a party that hates you, your existence, and your brothers and sisters' existence as well too. Because it's not objective. It's not helping us. It's more so keeping us oppressed than anything. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Again, shout outs to Misha for having this discussion and saying, no, no, no,
Yes.
let them talk. Because when they talk, when they open their mouth and that bigotry, that hatred spews out, and we see the clips going viral of them on CNN and everywhere else, spewing their hatred and their bigotry towards black people, LGBT people, we
Hmm.
see it. Oppression is oppression, no matter how you try to spin it. And taking away someone's right to choose their bodily autonomy, taking away someone's gender affirming care,
It's not
taking
right.
away
It's not
someone's
right.
right to love who they love openly and freely
Hmm.
is a problem. And we in the LGBTQ plus should be speaking up about it, not sitting here going along and voting for policies that are harmful to each and every one of us, especially
Hmm.
if you're black. The white gays are going to be all right. They're going to be fine.
Oh
But
yeah,
the
they're gonna be alright.
blacks, us, we're going to suffer the worst
Mm-hmm.
because
We
in
are.
2026, it's going to get a whole lot worse. We're going to lose our health care. Yeah. This big ugly bill that was just shoved down our throats as a whole population is going to take away people's health care, especially if you're in a red state like me. Some people don't have to pay for their medications, but if you are on insurance, your premiums are going to go up. So that's what you voted for to the gentleman that's on the panel. And you're okay with this. I don't know his situation. I don't really know him. or how he was brought up. But I know for us as black people, we're not all a monolith. Some of us were not born into wealth,
Right.
like Donald Trump or
Mhm.
Oprah. Oprah's rich. She's filthy rich. So unless you Oprah or you Tyler
Yeah.
Perry or you uh who's another black billionaire who I could think of, or you somebody like Magic Johnson, you got it like that, you balling,
Yeah. It's gonna be pretty
you will be
hard. It's
suffering
gonna
with the
get
rest
hard.
of us, the working class,
Yeah,
getting in the mud.
suffering. Yes.
I'm not rich by any, none of us are rich by
Yeah,
any
me.
means. And I can tell you right now, no,
Yeah. It's gonna.
no.
I feel like if that. Yeah, that's gonna. It's gonna get bad. And
So if you
I really like that.
so if you are in the black, if you're black and you're in the LGBTQ plus community and you voted for Donald Trump, this is what you voted for. Cutting funding for the, y'all know, cutting funding for research because they always wanted to find a cure for AIDS, for HIV. They want to take away all of that. This is what Donald Trump wants to do. He wants us sick, suffering, hurting. We're begging, we're pleading, we're screaming. God help us.
And if
And
anybody, this is who y'all voted for. This is who y'all voted for.
so if you are black and you're in the LGBTQ plus community along with us and you voted for Donald Trump, you are complicit. You are complicit. There's no ifs, no ands, or buts about it. You are complicit because this is what you voted for. You voted for bigotry. You voted to take away your brothers and sisters' rights. Just think about
Mm-hmm.
it. If you grew up with siblings and your parents left the world and it was just you to fend for your siblings and you had to make sure that your brothers and your sisters were fed and they were also in the LGBTQ community, what would you do? That would fall all on your back. You would have to make sure that they're all fed as well too. So if you voted for Donald Trump, you voted to take away people's health care.
You did.
So that's all I have to say on that on the panel discussion. So
Okay.
that sums up episode uh 4. We can't wait for episode 5. So what are
Yeah.
you expecting in episode 5?
Well, episode 5, I believe it should show. I do have a event, music event, single release party coming up. So, and I hooked up with my with this old time friend of mine. I asked her would she be my manager, and you're gonna see it in our episode 5. So by me having her as my manager, I'm telling my idea what I want to do with this, get back to doing my music, singing with this part. So it's not gonna be my show, but it's gonna lead up. You're gonna see the leading up to my show. So yeah, I'm excited for episode 5 and 6.
The shine is on you. Everybody gets their highlight, and this is what Jamarco was saying. Make sure you highlight every cast member. And
Hmm.
I think Greg is doing a great job of doing that, of
Oh yeah,
highlighting
he is.
every cast
Hmm.
member. Like
Absolutely.
the show opened up with Nard, and we got to learn more about Nard. We know Nard is a fashion guru,
Fashion.
along with Misha. They both love fashion,
Yes.
and I love them both. I can't
Hmm.
wait to chat with Nard. But to see something different, the show opened with Nard, and then it goes to Misha, Misha and Jamarco and Taiwan, and then we see uh, the panel discussion where we see
Hmm.
Bobby, you were there, uh, Jamarco was there, uh, Karma, and you've got Misha herself was there as well to
Hmm.
put the event together, coordinated the event. So then we see J Dot and also because Misha was contemplating on even going and having a discussion with J Dot in the last part of that episode. But
Hmm.
we will see. We will see more on as time will tell. But again, before we wrap, because we did like a brief episode recap, you'll get to see
Hmm.
more about Country Boy Kiki in the next episode. We'll get to see more about him. So I
Make sure
mean,
y'all
you'll
tune
see more and
in
more.
Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Make sure y'all tune in.
Yes, make sure you subscribe to Real Life on YouTube, head on over and subscribe and hit that bell so you
Yeah.
will be notified. And King David says, I can't wait to see. So King David watches the show. You guys have been watching the show off of the strength
Mhm.
of me loving it. And I do. I caught every episode all the way up until 4. So I can't wait to see episode 5 and how it's going to pan out and everything is going to work out. But make sure that you guys also are supporting Real Life ATL. If you know any artists, because I know Greg is looking for some artists, open LGBT artists, because we need to make
Yeah.
sure that we are taking up every space in the room. Every space in the room. They can try
Mm.
to dim our light, but our light will always shine bright.
Always try.
You all
Always.
continue to keep showing up in these
Mm.
spaces where they say we're not welcomed because you're trans, because you're a gay black man. And I want my brothers and sisters in the community that are watching to know that your existence is valid. Your existence is needed. You are needed. So I wanted to conclude and wrap the show with that. But
Mhm.
also, I want you guys to be vigilant, be mindful, be safe, because each and every day they are taking away a right that could impact us all in the LGBTQ community. So
Mhm.
make sure that you're staying alert, staying aware. And I think this new project that I'm working on alongside with Jamarco, where we discuss it, I'm going to call it something else. It'll be still up under the Style by Stevie umbrella before the main show, which premieres at 4. But I'm going to figure out a name. So I'm going to get with Jamarco and talk about it. I would love to do something with him, like where you get both perspectives. You get the trans perspective and you get the LGBT, the the perspective from a gay black man
Mhm.
and him growing up in Jamaica when he opened up on the show about that. So you get different layers of that. So I'm looking forward to working with Jamarco on it. But like I said, I'm going to call it something else. It's definitely going to be up under the Style by Stevie umbrella, but it'll be called
Mhm.
something else. And you guys will be able to come in and just vent. You'll have a safe space for all of us in the community. Of course, you got T.S. Madison and Craig's platform, and I think they're doing an outstanding job of giving us these safe spaces. Like there's so many. So we have to continue to keep depending on our voices more than ever. And again, if you are not a part of the solution, you are part of the problem. So if you
Problem.
voted for
Mhm.
this man and you knew what his politic was, what he was about. He told you he wanted to be a dictator on day 1. And now he's showing you Project 2025, everything that is in there. Another thing, look out for Project Esther, which is also in addition to Project 2025 that I've been warning about and so many others. And Project Esther is very frightening because they are coming after women. And since I occupy the space of woman, they are talking about rolling back a woman's right to vote. And the
Oh
19th
wow.
Amendment granted women the right to vote.
Oh wow.
So, yeah, they're trying to take us back to the Handmaid's Tales. And I'm
Mm.
not sure if you guys watched that show, but if you watch the show, the women are all dressed the same. They're not how I'm dressed today, or as they would consider modestly.
Mm.
There was a time where women were oppressed. That's why they call it Project Yesterday, because they're aiming for women next. And it's going to get a whole lot worse than that. So just be
Mm.
aware, be mindful, be vigilant, stay in and stay tuned and engaged to what's going on. But yes, it's out there. The Heritage Foundation. There's a white supremacist group and they helped Donald Trump get in office. Donald Trump is not pulling these policies all by himself. Those are the ones who are helping him. The Heritage Foundation. Mhm. So again, I want you all to be vigilant, stay alert,
Yes.
stay
Yes.
in community. Yep, it sure did. The 19th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, ratified in 1920, prohibits
Mm.
states and the federal government from denying or restricting the rights to vote based on sex. So this was geared toward women because men could vote, but women could
Woman
not vote
could.
unless they got permission from their husband. That's the way it was. Mhm. So
Oh.
that's what Donald Trump is trying to take us back to, like the 1900s. We're talking the 1900s here,
You trying to
to a
push it
time.
all the way
Yeah, every
back.
policy. The voting rights yesterday marked the 60th anniversary of the Voting Rights Act of 1965, which was for us as Black people, which given us the right to vote. because we had to pay poll tax or take a literacy test. White
Mm.
people, they didn't really do it. They were exempt. So we've come a long way, and now they're trying to take us back to that time where black people, women, LGBT people were oppressed. So that's all I'm gonna close the show with today. Again, I try not to be boring because it can be boring sometimes having to explain to people, and I know people have such a short attention span, and I don't want to bore y'all with it, but we need to know these things.
Oh no, you're not boring because you educate me, and I appreciate you. Like knowledge, give me knowledge. Like I really do. I appreciate this because I never sit down and talk to nobody about any of the entities. It never came to me, even though I tried to do some searching. It kind of worked out kind of then, but by you telling me though, and we just having this full blown conversation about it, like I appreciate that so much, and I'm more educated, and now I'm going to want to more. I'm want to know more and more and more. I want to be well educated on this, and I appreciate it once again.
And you got Misha, you got Jamarco. They know it. They hip to it. They on it. Jamie, they'll tell you, especially Misha, seeing that side of her because, like I said, when I did my conversation with her before we wrap, and I'm gonna let Country
Mm,
Boy give his final thought, and then I'll give my final thought. I saw fear in her eyes. She was just getting off of work, and I saw fear. She
mm,
said, "Miss Stevie, I'm scared." I said, "Don't be scared. I got you. I'm standing right there. Even though I'm not in the same state with you, I'm standing right there. And everybody in our community needs to know you're not alone in this. You're going to have somebody on the front lines, like out there, like myself, that's willing, even though I'm bold, unapologetic, upfront, and out there and loud about it. You're going to
mm.
have people on the front lines out there for you, even when you feel like you've been defeated. So fear not. None of us. Fear not. I'm not scared of Trump, and I'm not scared of his administration. You
Right.
have to be a
Mm,
part of the good kind of trouble. And the good kind of trouble disrupts just the way the Democrats just today it just was revealed that
mm,
Donald Trump has weaponized the FBI to go after the Texas Democrats who broke quorum because they got to do this until December. This man has now tapped every federal branch, every government, federal executive, uh, federal legislative, and executive. If I'm not mistaken, those are the branches of government. He's breached every one and purged them with people who will be loyal to him. Mhm.
mm.
So the FBI has been weaponized to go after Democrats who did not help Governor Greg Abbott in Texas. So that just happened. Yeah, their lives are in danger. And this is
Oh,
because
wow.
they are fighting for us. So you have to be able to be the good kind of trouble and cause a disruptance. So
No,
enough with
no.
that. I'm going to let Punchy Boy give his thought, final thought. Uh, what advice would you give, or gems would you give to anybody in our community, our brothers and sisters out here?
Um, well, I will say first of all, like let's respect each other. That's my biggest thing. Let's respect each other. Especially when it comes to the pronouns. Let's all respect each other. Let's respect someone like you want to be respected. You know. And let's our community. Let's get educated. It's not all about going out or whoop the whoop. Let's be educated and know what's going on in this world today. Let's know what our so-called president is doing. Educate yourself, and like I'm really like so mad because some of the stuff that you was telling me, like I didn't know nothing about. I'm like, how did I not know this? But like I said, I'm honored you told me, you just educated me. But once again, like I said, everybody out there, if you don't know, Google, get. I mean, if you got a friend, trans friend or whatever, get the information, know what's going on, and like I said, let's respect each other.
Absolutely. And I know a lot of us are feeling times, uh, feeling uncertainty. We're feeling
Mm,
uneasy. We're feeling despair. We're feeling all of these different emotions. I want to close the show with this quote. The final thought of the day is about being fearless. What matters is this: being fearless of failure arms you to break the rules. And that's what I've been doing. And other people like T.S. Madison and so many others,
I
they're
like that.
breaking the rules, they're breaking the norm. And doing
Mm,
so, you may change the culture and just possibly for a moment change life itself. So you have to be objective. And I love what Misha and Karma and Jamarco did. They were objective on that panel. So
mm,
continue to speak out if you see something wrong in your community. And like Country Boy just said, respect everybody. Educate yourself. Go and pick you up a copy of the U.S. Constitution so you can know your rights. Go out here and get you a copy also of the proclamation as well too, so you'll know everything. Because at this
mm.
rate that they're going there, they just removed certain parts of the Constitution, which is due process. So if anybody's ever been to prison or jail, due process, habeas corpus, you know about it. That part, that article, that section was removed from the White House website yesterday. So
Mm,
we know what they're doing. This is a test to see how more lawless and dangerous this man can get. We know he's a megalomaniac. He's a psychopath.
mm,
So the more we push back, the more dangerous he's gonna get. I want y'all to
mm,
remember that and be objective. So I'll close the show with that. As
mm.
always, I had such a great time chatting with you.
I do. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you, like once again, for educating me.
Anytime, anytime. And I would
Mhm.
love to have you back on. So we're gonna set that up. And I might
Oh
join
yeah.
you on me and Jamarco. We might go live together.
Oh yeah. I can pop it. I can pop in.
Yes. So without further ado, make sure you guys tune in to Real Life ATL Tuesdays at 8 p.m. You'll have
Yes.
a great rest of the day and be safe. Yes, each and every one of you be safe, be vigilant, be aware, know your rights,
Be
and walk.
respectful.
Yes,
Right.
respectful, educate yourself, and ask. Don't be afraid to ask. You won't offend anybody just for asking. It's respectful and it's the right thing to do. So
Hmm.
I love you all, fashion dolls. I want you guys to be safe. And I will see y'all tomorrow with my beautiful cousin. I pinned her. She will be joining me tomorrow, and we'll be talking all things makeup, skincare, beauty, and nutrition tomorrow on Style by Stevie. And I'll see y'all then. Take care.
Okay, bye y'all.
Take care.
You too.